Good morning, dear children. Welcome back. In today's session, we are going to continue our discussion of Class 6, Term 1, Unit 2 in Civics, Achieving Equality. This is part 2 of the video series. Come, dears, let us learn. Before going into today's session, let us have a recap of what we learned in the last one. We learned that the society we live in comprises of people from different social groups who are different in many ways. We also learned about prejudice. Prejudice means to judge other people in a negative or inferior manner without knowing much about them. It happens when people have false beliefs and ideas. There are different causes for prejudice. They are socialization, conforming behaviors, economic benefits, authoritarian personality, ethnocentrism, group closure, and conflicts. We also learned about stereotypes. That is, when prejudice gets stronger, it develops into a stereotype. It is nothing but a false view or idea about something. For example, girls are not good at sports. Dears, in this session, we will discuss about the inequality and discrimination. Now let us learn about inequality and discrimination. What is the meaning of inequality? Inequality is having social disparity, that is, disparity of distribution or opportunity. You are not giving equal distribution. That is, there is an unequal or unjust distribution of resources and opportunities among members of a given society. So, if you have differentiation among the members of a society, we say it as inequality. Now let us see discrimination. 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 Discrimination is an unjust treatment of different categories of people, especially on the grounds of their race, of their age, sex, or disability. So, dear children, inequality means difference in treatment. You treat each and every person in a different manner. Some are given preference, some are given certain considerations. The different forms of inequalities, such as caste inequality, religious inequality, race inequality, or gender inequality, give rise to discrimination. So once there is an inequality, it rises to discrimination. Now let us learn about apartheid. That is, after 27 years in prison, former South African President Nelson Mandela was freed in 1990 and successfully achieved the end of apartheid in South Africa, bringing peace to a racially divided country and leading the fight for human rights around the world. You can see the picture of Mr. Nelson Mandela there. Now, what is apartheid? Apartheid. Apartheid is a segregation on grounds other than race. You have discrimination because you are belonging to a particular race. That is called as apartheid. Dear children, often we see that diversity is not accepted and people show attitudes of hostility towards those who are different from them. The word hostility is intolerance. They are not able to tolerate them. That is, very often we can see that this diversity is not welcome in our society. And somebody, if there is a newcomer in our class, initially we will want to trouble him, isn't it? Afterwards, we will become friends with him. Same thing happens in a society also. When there is a different person from their culture or their tradition, people will show attitudes. Show attitudes means they'll show their faces. They will be rude to them. Those people who are different from them. They form opinions about the other groups, and this often leads to tension in the society. So when they have a different person, different from their culture, they form their own opinions. They'll have their own opinion, and it will create tension in the society. There will be a mismatch of the harmony or unity in the society when they have a second person in them. Such opinions are often prejudiced. So when we have an opinion about other person without knowing them and without understanding them, it is often prejudiced. Dear children, the picture you see is that of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. He is popularly known as Baba Saheb. What is his nickname? Baba Saheb. Like Nehruji is called as Chachaji, Ambedkar is called as Baba Saheb. He was an Indian jurist, economist, politician, and a social reformer. So he was a jurist. Jurist is a person who is related to the judiciary, the law, economist, politician, and a social reformer. He earned his MA in 1915 and then obtained DSc at the London School of Economics before being awarded PhD by the Columbia University in 1927. He is a doctorate holder, that is PhD. He served as a chairman of drafting committee of the Constituent Assembly and hence regarded as a father of Indian Constitution. Who is the father of Indian Constitution? It is our Baba Saheb, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. He was independent India's first law minister. He was posthumously awarded the Bharat Ratna in 1990. Posthumously means long after the death. After death, he was awarded Bharat Ratna, and it was in the year 1990. Bharat Ratna is a highest civilian order given by the Indian government. Caste discrimination. Dear children, caste system is the most dominant reason for inequality and discrimination in India. That is, the reason why inequality and discrimination is there in India is because of caste system we follow. The caste system originated in the Varna system of the Vedic Aryan society. So we can trace the origin of the caste system to the Vedic Aryan society. That is, the society was divided or classified in the basis of varnas or castes. That is, the hereditary roots of a newborn because of its color, type, order or class of people. There were the Brahmanas, who were the priests or gurus, the Kshatriyas or the warriors, kings and administrators, the Vaishyas, the agriculturalists or traders, and also the Sudras, who were the laborers. And these had life principles to follow. And the children who were born were required to follow the customs, rules, conduct and beliefs fundamental to the group. In the beginning, Varna was an occupation-based flexible social division. In the beginning, very beginning, it was based on the occupation they do. Because if it was a Brahmana, he was a priest, and those who were going for fighting or the kings or warriors or the administrators, and the people who worked were the laborers. Yes, in the later Vedic society, the Varna system was expanded into a rigid, discriminatory, birth-based graded caste system. Later Vedic society changed into a very rigid, very strict, very discriminating birth. It was based on the birth of the child, and it was a caste division. Many people in India have fought against caste oppression. Oppression is surrendering. So there were many activists who fought against this caste-based oppression, caste-based discrimination. The most prominent among them was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. The most important one or most prominent one among them was Dr. Ambedkar. He belonged to such a depressed family and suffered discrimination throughout his childhood. He also came from such a discriminated family, depressed family, who was considered as an outcast. And he had to suffer discrimination throughout his childhood. And it made an impact on him that he wanted to revive it. He wanted to come out of it. He fought actively for the annihilation of caste so as to ensure equality among all the citizens of India. He fought against the caste system and made sure that there is equality among the citizens of India. It's time for us to learn about gender discrimination. That is, inequality in the basis of your gender. If it is a boy, there are certain privileges. If it is a girl, there are certain privileges or disadvantages. Gender discrimination refers to the health, education, economic and political inequalities between men and women. The inequality between men and women in the basis of health, in the basis of education given, economic and political status. That is referred as gender discrimination. For example, a girl is not allowed to go to college after finishing her schooling because she has to get married and take care of her children. Similarly, most of the girls are not allowed to select a career of their choice. Rather, they are forced into marriage. Before they could choose a career and have a life, they are made to get married. In some families, girls are not allowed to wear modern dresses, while boys in such families often wear modern dresses. You can see the girls are not given permission to wear modern dresses, whereas a boy in the same family is given right to wear a modern dress. Dear children, if you have discrimination on the basis of the religion you follow, it becomes religious discrimination. Religious discrimination is unequal treatment of an individual or group based on their belief. There is unequal treatment because they follow a particular religion or because they follow a particular caste. Religious discrimination has been around for a long time. You can see this kind of discrimination based on religion existing in India for a very long time. There have been problems between people of different religions for thousands of years. You can see that the case of Babri Masjid. Our constitution has provided equality for all irrespective of their caste, religion, language, place of birth, etc. So our constitution is providing equality for all, whether they belong to a particular caste or a particular religion or they speak a particular language or they are born in a place. That doesn't make them preferred over others. Yet, discriminations are still in practice even in worship places on the basis of caste, religion, gender and language. In some temples you can find women are not allowed. In some places you can find some restriction kept on people visiting. People from other castes are not allowed to enter the temple. Our great social thinkers have been crusading against such discriminations and inequalities. So our social thinkers, maybe like Raja Ram Mohan Roy, all fought against the discrimination and inequalities. Dear children, forget about the discrimination. Let us learn about some great achievers. The first and the foremost is Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Awul Pakir Jainulabdin Abdul Kalam was born in a Muslim family in Rameshwaram. He was the 11th President of India and who is fondly remembered as People's President. He completed his schooling at Ramnath, graduation from St. Joseph's College, Trichy, and went on to study aerospace engineering at the Madras Institute of Technology. After, he joined the Defence Research Development Organization, DRDO. Kalam's family had become poor at his early age. He sold newspapers to supplement his family's income. He was a recipient of several prestigious awards including the Bharat Ratna, India's highest civilian honor in 1997. Kalam has written many books. Among them, very famous books are India 2020, Wings of Fire, which is his autobiography, Ignited Minds, The Luminous Sparks, and Mission India. His outstanding work earned him the title of Missile Man of India. He is known as a Missile Man of India. It was he who revolutionized the science, aerospace technology in India and satellites. Even though coming from a very humble background, leading a very humble life, he proved that you can win. You can conquer the world if you have the will to do. Coming to the next legend, Mr. Vishwanathan Anand. Vishwanathan Anand was born in Chennai in a middle-class family. His mother was a big fan of chess and taught him to play the game when he was just 5 years old. She encouraged and motivated him a lot, and this laid the foundation for his future career as a chess player. Anand has won the World Chess Championship 5 times in 2000, 2007, 2008, 2010 and 2012. He won the World Junior Chess Championship at the age of 14. He became India's first Grand Master in 1988. He was the first recipient of the Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award in 91-92, India's highest sporting honor. He received the nation's second highest civilian award, Padma Vibhushan, in 2007. The picture you see is that of Ilavaragi. Yes, Ilavaragi comes from a poor family at Vyasarpadi, Chennai. Her father is a daily wage earning auto rickshaw driver. Even though she participated in 2008 World Carom Championship at Palais des Festivals, Cannes, France, and bagged her maiden women's title. She won the title. She participated and won the Indian National Carom Championship in the same year after beating the former world champion Rashmi Kumari. Yes, that is Mariyappan Thangavelu, our own Salem-born medalist. Mariyappan was born in Salem in Tamil Nadu. His mother raised her children as a single mother, carrying bricks as a laborer until becoming a vegetable seller, earning about Rs 100 per day. He suffered permanent disability in his right leg. When he was young, despite the setback, he completed secondary schooling. He says, "I didn't see myself as different from able-bodied kids." In 2016, at the Rio Paralympics, he won the gold medal in the men's high jump T42 event with a leap of 1.89 meters. Dear children, from the above examples, you will clearly understand that people from diverse backgrounds facing adverse conditions were still able to achieve greater success in their lives. You take the case of T. Natarajan, who is a left-arm medium bowler. He is playing for various teams like Team India and various leagues. Time for recap. In this lesson, we discussed about inequality and discrimination. We learned about the various types of inequalities like that of caste discrimination, gender discrimination and religious discrimination. We also learned about various achievers in different fields who won fighting back the disadvantages they had. Dear children, in the next session we will continue our discussion about inequality and discrimination. With that, we wind up today's session. Thank you for watching. For more videos, please subscribe our YouTube channel, youtube.com/samcheerkalviguide. Thank you. Stay blessed. With that, we wind up today's session. Thank you for watching. For more videos, please subscribe our YouTube channel, youtube.com/samcheerkalviguide. Thank you. Stay blessed.